I'm just here to talk for 5 minutes or so on dispelling the myths around using probiotics, and then with a slight slant on pregnancy and during infancy as well. So my name's Natalie. I'm a technical advisor for Probiotics International Limited, and we've got a range of probiotics. We've got Biocult, which is a multi-strain probiotic with 14 different strains of beneficial bacteria, and Lepicol, which is a high-fibre product with psyllium husk, 5 strains of probiotics and a prebiotic. So the definition for probiotics is they're live microorganisms which, when administered in adequate amounts, can confer a health benefit on the host. So myth number 1 is that we all have exactly the same gut flora. Now that in fact is not true. We've got trillions of different microorganisms all over our body, mostly in the gut. And each of us have a completely different mix. I mean, we'd have a number of beneficial bacteria, a number of opportunistic pathogens, and some that are completely benign, and we're not sure what they do. But the mix in my gut will be different to completely everyone else's here. And they're really influenced by the diet that we eat, the environment around us, and very much by early microbial exposure. So it's very important. You know, if you have a vaginal birth, it's the baby's first kind of gulp of bacteria as they enter the world, and then how hygienic the environment is around them, and through breast milk as well. So generally they can live fairly harmoniously together as long as the levels are balanced. And most digestive disturbances, if you do look at studies, they do show an imbalance of the good and bad gut flora in those. Myth number 2, the immune system. Some patients might believe the immune system is completely separate to the gut flora, when in fact 70% of our immune cells are located in the gut lining. So a diverse and healthy gut flora activates the development of the immune system within an infant. So it's so important that they've got a good gut flora balance passed on from the mother to stimulate that immune system development. And a healthy gut flora optimises the response to infection and suppression of oversensitivities, such as the reduction of allergies and food intolerances later in life. And probiotics have been shown to stabilise this gut flora and to optimise immune effectiveness. So that's the kind of the idea of the role of probiotics. It's traditionally been thought that infants are born completely sterile, and this may still be the case, but there are observations coming out that suggesting that the fetus may be influenced by the mother's gut flora across the placenta, and some strains of bacteria have been shown in infants when they're first born. So it really highlights the importance of the healthy gut flora before and during pregnancy in the mother. And the modulation of the mother's gut flora with probiotics has been proposed for this reason. Our gut flora will fully recover after antibiotics, but unfortunately antibiotics, they're fantastic at destroying pathogens, but they will also destroy a number of the beneficial bacteria as well, thereby allowing further pathogens in the environment to kind of dock on and take hold when that space is available. So probiotics, they may prevent antibiotic-associated diarrhoea. That's where a lot of evidence has been shown in studies there, via the restoration of the gut flora. Studies have also shown that AED may be delayed for up to 2 months in 38% of patients after the antibiotics have been discontinued. So we recommend that probiotics to be taken alongside antibiotic use and for 2 to 4 weeks after that time as well, just to help to give the body a chance for the gut flora to rebalance, and other things like candida aren't given the opportunity to overgrow. Some people may believe that probiotics permanently reseed the gut. So you take one probiotic capsule and your gut flora is completely reseeded, and it's amazing. So it's kind of still a debatable area out there, but some probiotics consumed, they will be able to adhere to the gut lining and they will be able to repopulate. But many of them are going to be fairly transient and remain in the gut for less than about 2 weeks, most studies are kind of showing. But they will have all the beneficial effects as they're travelling through the gut, helping with digestive and immune function, and also just generally creating an environment where our resident gut flora is able to flourish and the pathogens aren't able to flourish. So the probiotics seem to have be more influential to a developing intestinal flora in infants than they are in an adult. So it's great, to try and catch that early. It may be a myth that probiotics are only used during pregnancy and infancy if there's any digestive problems. And in fact, there's so many benefits of using probiotics, possible benefits of using them during pregnancy and infancy for the mother's health. So balance her gut and vaginal flora before birth, because she can only pass over a gut flora as good as she's got. So things like reduction of mastitis, there's some studies there showing benefits. For the infant's health, optimising their immune function and digestive function, so things like absorption, growth, reducing colic, reducing the risk of atopic conditions such as eczema and asthma. There's lots of positive studies coming out in those areas. I actually wrote a fully referenced article in the Journal of Family Healthcare, the February edition. So have a read of that. It's all fully referenced if you wanted to kind of look up any more of those areas. Some people may believe that probiotics are unsafe. There's no known contraindications and there's no known risk of overdose that's been discovered yet. So there's no reported effects in pregnancy. I think this particular review looked at over 15,000 mothers using probiotics during pregnancy, and there was no adverse effects seen there and no reported adverse effects seen using probiotics from the first day of birth. So most products seem to be safe to take at that time. You may all believe that all probiotics are the same. So in fact, they're broken down into their genus. So you might have a lactobacilli, which is probably the most popular one you've heard of, and then the species level would be acidophilus. So from lactobacilli, you can have lots of different species levels. So it'd be like a John Smith, and then he may have his national insurance number. And each probiotic species has got their own strain. So whereas different companies may use a different Lactobacillus acidophilus in their products, it may be slightly different from one product to another. But generally, species level are fairly similar, and you can kind of compare them a little bit in studies. But really, one study that uses one specific strain, you can only make that claim on that specific product. So each probiotic strain, they've got unique properties and health benefits. So a multi-strain probiotic should therefore exert a wider range of benefits to a wider range of people. They generally appear to show greater efficacy than single strains. As I said before, the gut's made up of trillions of different bacteria, and we've all got a different mix. So the idea there is a wider range of benefits. Myth number 9, that all good probiotic would need to be refrigerated, whereas in fact modern manufacturing techniques have really improved the stability of probiotics now. So the beneficial bacteria in our biocult, similar to a lot of products out there, they're now encapsulated with a protective coating. So it protects them from the acidity of the stomach, which has been shown in studies for our particular strains. And it protects them from the freeze drying process as well. So products that have been encapsulated, they don't need to be refrigerated. Our biocult is stable at 25 degrees Celsius for up to 2 years, and we guarantee the stability and count until the end of the 2-year shelf life. And the biocult becomes in blister packs as well, so it protects them further from the environment around them. Myth number 10, that probiotics can't survive the stomach acidity. And in fact, the modern encapsulation process that we've just discussed, it protects the bacteria from the harsh environment of the stomach. And this particular study has shown at a pH of 2 for up to 2 hours, our strains were able to survive. So we'd hope that they'd be able to survive the acidity of the stomach, and they would then reach the small intestine where they can become alive and have their beneficial effects. So the capsules can actually be twisted apart, and the contents pulled open. So if the mother is breastfeeding and she wants to give it directly to the infant, you can put the powder on the nipple or put it directly into the baby's mouth with the probiotics. So thank you very much. Has anyone got any questions?